It's time for the National. This is the biggest and most prestigious sports card collecting show in the world. Let's break down what you need in order to survive and thrive at the National. First thing, why are you going? What is your purpose for going to the National? Are you a set collector trying to complete some sets? Are you looking for new wax you can't find or old wax that's even harder to find? Are you planning on doing some in-person grading? Are you an autograph hunter that plans on moving in next to the TriStar Pavilion? Are you coming to add to your personal collection? Looking for good deals to flip? Or any other reason under the sun down to just being able to say you were at the National? It's important to know your focus before you even walk in the door. Otherwise, you'll get overwhelmed. This will allow you to focus your energy while still taking in the incredible scenery that is the National. Write it down, print it out, load it on your phone, bring it with you. This will be a handy reminder for you while you're there. When you get overwhelmed, and you will, you'll be able to step back, look at your list, and refocus your energy. The National is massive. It's important to know the schedule. Make sure you have a copy or you've reviewed it and written down the important things for you. The who's, the what's, the where's, and the when's. Knowing all of that will help allow you to focus your time and your energy and still accomplish what you're trying to do. I know most people probably don't think they need to bring a copy of the schedule, but trust me, 5 days, hundreds of events, you should really keep track. You can look at the schedule here and take some screenshots to see what you're going to do, or you can reference the National website and get it from there. We are talking about 5 days of card collecting euphoria in 500,000 plus square feet with hundreds of things going on at different times on different days. It's important to know all of that information so you can figure out where you need to be or even what days you want to travel to the National. For context, here's the overall layout of the Atlantic City Convention Center. It's huge. The order of magnitude for this compared to most of the card shows you go to cannot even be fathomed. Pay attention, keep track, mark off what you want to see and where you want to go. It can't hurt. Here's an example of the corporate side. This is important to know if you're planning on hitting them up for any giveaways, grading, and so many other things that companies like Panini, Topps, Fanatics, the grading venues, online auction houses, and so many others will do over the 5-day period. That is the greatest show in cards. What to bring and maybe what not to bring while you're going to the National. Make sure you bring comfortable shoes. Everyone's going to tell you that, but it can't be overstated. You're going to be walking miles. It's less about style and more about not wrecking your feet. You could also even wear some cushioned socks in the middle, which will also help buffer your feet. Snacks. Concessions can be expensive. I'd suggest bringing a bottle of water, some granola bars, dry snacks, and don't forget some gum or some mints. You're going to be in close proximity, talking to a lot of people. Maybe don't smell so ripe when you're having the conversation about the card. Make sure you have a way to carry around your cards. Some people like Zion and Pelican cases. Some people bring rolling suitcases. Some folks carry plastic bags from the store. For me, the answer is always a backpack. Inside the backpack, I carry around graded cardboard boxes. Some with cards I'm bringing with me and others without. And I make sure my bag has a zipper system on the bottom that goes underneath that I can lock for security to make sure it's not as easy for people to get to my cash. Speaking of cash, make sure you bring it. Some people use Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, and some vendors will even take a credit card. But at the end of the day, like every other card show, cash is king. Your deals will be better and your spending power higher. But make sure you only bring what you can afford to spend. Don't skip your mortgage or your water or your electricity bill to have money for the show. Besides, having cash allows you to track how much money you're actually spending. Let's say you go with $1,000 and after 20 minutes you've spent $800. You know that for sure because you only have $200 in your hand. Hopefully that will help you budgeting and enjoying the National. I'd also suggest bringing some supplies, some top loaders, penny sleeves, team bags, mags. All that stuff will help you out when value boxing or picking up stuff at the show. I'm sure you may find supplies at the show, but it'll probably cost you more, and everyone's going to be clamoring to get it as quick as possible. I'd also suggest bringing these portable chargers for your phone. You're going to be taking pictures, streaming maybe, recording video, looking up comps, etc., etc., etc. Having a way to ensure your phone stays charged for an 8-hour day is going to be crucial. To grade or not to grade? That is one of your questions. The National is a great place to submit to the grading companies. PSA, Beckett, SGC, and CSG will all be available on site. Some are just for submission, but PSA and Beckett will do on-site grading. Beckett even has RCRs, or raw card reviews, at a much lower price to give you an idea of what your card would come back at if you fully submitted it to Beckett. If you're thinking about getting cards graded, you should go as early in the show as possible to minimize wait time and maximize your chance to get the card back by the end of the show itself. But keep in mind, if you plan on trying to get the card back, you probably will be paying a lot more than if you're just doing a straight submission. Regardless, the access to all the grading companies in one location is incomparable. Don't miss out on all the freebies and promotions available to you at the National. If you plan on buying wax at the show, make sure you swing by and get a list from Panini, Leaf, Topps, Upper Deck, Fanatics, or any other vendors of qualifying products to see what promos they have attached to what products. You may earn silver packs, promotional gear, or one to any other things. You would then take that information, go around to vendors like Blowout or Anywhere, find that product, bring it back to them, show them, and they'll give you your free stuff. Super easy, but sometimes the line can be 30 minutes, maybe an hour long, so budget for that accordingly. Right, we gotta talk about trade night. This is the biggest trade night in the history of the world. If you thought the National main floor was overwhelming, this is most definitely the trade night equivalent. The event is the brainchild of Ryan, Card Collector 2, and Jimmy from Jimmy's Kentucky Roadshow. And it's absolutely insane. Every year you think it can't get bigger, and the numbers are in the thousands. You don't need to have $25,000 cards to go and have fun. Any age and any cards can go. Trade or buy some cards, but most importantly, have fun and build relationships at this once-a-year epic experience. And remember to get there early, grab a seat, and let the folks come to you. You will not regret it. Keep in mind though, the trade night runs after the show. I believe it's still in the convention center this year, but I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. The trading card space is full-time business for some, but for most of us, it's about relationships, meeting people, flipping, selling, and things like that. Most of the people we're talking about, we've met on Instagram, Facebook, online Discord chats, and other places. Many of us have never met each other in person. We've talked for hours and hours and hours online, but have never actually seen each other. Here's an opportunity to fix that. Here's an opportunity to remedy that. If it's someone you're planning to see, reach out to them in advance. Make sure they're going to be there. Try to schedule a time to bump into each other. Maybe it's a trade night. Maybe it's day one. Maybe it's at a hotel. Who knows? But take advantage of the opportunity presented to you, because you're not going to get it again for probably at least a year. Also, pretend like you're 8 and wear a label. Put your name on your shirt, a sticky, your hat, a loaded up shirt, whatever it is, right? Because most of us don't know each other by our first names. We know each other by our Card Collector 2s, our New York State of Minds, our Roth cards, whatever the case may be. So, to be able to put a face and a name will help people out. Etiquette and how you should carry yourself. Look, a lot of us carry cameras around with us, whether we're filming for YouTube channels, Instagram, Facebook, recording a podcast, who knows, right? There's 20 reasons why we all carry cameras around at shows. One step and ask the dealer at the table if it's okay to film there, to film the transaction, to film the showcases. Most won't have any issue with the showcase being filmed, but some may have an issue with having a transaction online for one to n number of reasons. Maybe they're just shy, who knows? But ask their permission before you go ahead and do it. People shouldn't be forced to be on camera. That's a choice. Allow them to have that choice. And look, when you go buy a table, if you see a dealer and a buyer trying to work out a deal and one of the cards on the table happens to be one you like, don't be like, hey man, how much is that card? Because that's just rude. Let them finish their transaction. Hey, at the end of the transaction, if the deal doesn't move, then approach them about the card. But other than that, be respectful, be personable. Let that deal occur. Don't interrupt. Sounds like common sense, but it happens all the time. National is a sports card collecting experience like no other. Remember to be kind, have a plan, and at utmost, have a good time. I'll see you at the National.